Hello, hello, hello. Happy hump day. Happy Wednesday. Happy fourth Wednesday of the month. You know your girl. I'm here every second and fourth Wednesday of the month on Facebook Live. This is my heart song to my community to share because I want you healthy. I want you happy. I want this community healthy and happy. So thank you so much for being here. Tonight we are making a cruciferous veggie bake. And yep, when you make it, you gotta do this dance. This is the cruciferous veggie bake dance. Or you can just sit and laugh at your girl. So yes, cruciferous veggies, I'm gonna get into all the nitty gritty of why we want these, but because they're gonna bake for about 20 minutes, let's start chopping now. So if you're baking with me, grab your cauliflower, grab your broccoli. If you have some cabbage, even better. If you have Brussels sprouts, even better. I didn't put this on the website. If you do want to follow along, it's michellefox.com/events, and I posted some of the ingredients there. I didn't post the garlic, but we're going to add some fresh garlic to this one because it's going to be delicious. A little extra pop. I've got my olive oil. I've got my sea salt. I've got my turmeric. And yes, we have to sing Turmeric because she is the queen. We will talk more about her in a moment. And of course, black pepper if you like black pepper. So while you're grabbing your ingredients or thinking about it or wanting to, you can do it. Let's do it. These are the easy veggies. I'm sure you probably have at least half of them in the fridge, right? While you do that, I'm going to go over here to my page to put this on my personal page, because that's where most of my friends hang out, is on my personal page, and I'm trying to get more people over to my professional page. So if you haven't liked the page yet, will you do me a favor and just hit like or follow or whatever button you find there. Also, let's preheat your oven to 375 degrees. So we're going to do that. And now let's see if there is a way that I can make this easy and quick so we can get to bacon. Oh, by the way, if you wanted to add bacon to this, to my bacon lovers, feel free. My veggie bake is going to be vegetarian tonight. But if you want to add like chopped up bacon, that could be really delicious and still brain supportive as well. Let's see here. Share. Let's see if there's a share button. Share via. Oh, that's so interesting. I'm like determined to make this work. I feel like this happens pretty often. And I just want people to be with me. All right, I think that's going to take a bit too long. Hot husband, would you mind trying to share to from your account to my page, my personal page, and just let my friends know that we are live in the kitchen. Oh wait, that's a new dance. I don't even remember my my first dance. Let's see. And I see people coming on, so let me, even though I can't figure out how to share from here, hopefully I can figure out how to watch and look for comments. I put the computer nice and close because, the eyes. I'm getting a little bit older. So let's see here. Who is in the room? While we're waiting just a few more moments, if you could tell me, one, if you're here, but two, one thing that you are grateful for today. I would love to hear that. And I'll be right back. All right. So let's see. I don't see anything on this side, but let's see. It looks like Andrea Johnson's in the house. Hi, Andrea. Thank you so much for being here. Steve Black, aka Hot Husband, in the house. Hi, baby. Thanks for being here. All right. It happens to be his birthday week. I don't know if you've seen any of my stories, but if you get a chance to say happy birthday to Hot Husband, it might put a smile on his face. So let's jump in. That's so weird. On my phone, I can see things moving, but on my laptop, I don't see any comments. So let me try actually one more thing because I'm hard-headed like that. I'm just determined to make it work. Let me see if I can see comments here. Babe, would you be willing to leave a comment and just so I can see if anything's coming up on this side?
Sure.
Okay.
Andy Richards.
Andy's in the house. Hi, Andy. Good to see you. So glad you're here. And I remember actually one of your posts, you had a special name for baked veggies. Would you mind putting it in the comments? Because I want to share that because I thought it was really cute. I think I asked you, I'm like, what does that mean? All right. Here we go. One more place that I'm going to check out, and then I promise I'll let it go. It's going to hurt my feelings, but I will let it go. Let's see. I'm at Michelle Fox, culinary nutritionist on Facebook, Michelle Fox Love. I see my video, but I don't see any people or comments on here. So, all right, it's all good. Babe, would you mind watching the comments on your side? I'm going to put my laptop away so I actually have more space. And so, you know, the silver lining is I got more space to dance. Got more space to move. And you know, I am always dancing in the kitchen. So I hope you're doing the same. Okay, so like I said, we're going to jump into why we want these cruciferous veggies in our life in a moment. But I am just going to start mixing them now. So I've got the cauliflower, which is one of my faves. I'm only going to put about half in here for now. So this is, I said half, but that's probably about a full, like small head of cauliflower and maybe half of a really large cauliflower. Just so you know, I did rinse all these veggies already, and I've been storing them in glass because as we know, we don't want the veggies to pull on or pull out any of the chemicals that can be in some of the plastic jars. So I'm going to do about half of my broccoli as well because we like to actually snack on these veggies. It was actually a hot husband that taught me that you can just like eat raw veggies as a snack. This was, you know, of course, 6 or 7 years ago. But the first time he did that, I'm like, what? People do that? I'm like, you have to steam it first. He's like, no, it's really good for you. It's great calcium. I'm like, you're right. All right, Brussels sprouts I did slice these ahead of time. It looks like I have maybe 10 sliced in half. And I'm going to go ahead and put all of those in here. Woo, the Brussels sprouts. And then we've got the red cabbage. Red cabbage is loaded with nutrients. And I just love the nice crunch. And Andrea, if you're still with us, I know you're my crunch girl. So this is for you. If you've got any red cabbage or even the yellow cabbage, awesome cruciferous qualities in the cruciferous family. And once we get this in the oven, I'll explain more. And if you're just joining me, we're adding cruciferous veggies in a bowl right now. We have preheated our oven at 375. And now we're just chopping up some cabbage. I'm doing it, the proper term is coarsely chopped, but I'll show you. I'm just doing these kind of sizes because I like to use my fork when it is time to eat them because they will wilt from the heat, but they're easy to pick up with your fork that way. And I am just slicing and slicing. And now putting them in. And these, again, I'm going to bake them, but red cabbage, if you ever have a tummy ache and you happen to have a juicer, juice some red cabbage. It is a miracle worker. This is a great tummy soother, among other things, but just a little hip tip for my friends. So I'm getting the cabbage in there, which is gorgeous, gorgeous cabbage. And the pieces, feel free to sing, feel free to dance. We want happy food. We want to put the love into the food that we are eating. And then lastly, I am going to peel some garlic. I'm probably going to chop up about 3 bulbs. And we know the garlic, especially right now as the seasons are changing, are perfect antiviral and anti-yucky stuff. I was recently doing a workshop at the YMCA, and I was stuck on one of the words, and one of the guys piped up. He's like, "You mean the yucky stuff? You're just trying to get the yucky stuff out?" I'm like, "Yeah, exactly. That is the word." So now, forevermore, we're just getting the yucky stuff out, and we're putting the yummy and really good stuff in. So with this garlic, I'm just cutting off the edges first, and then we're gonna smash it to get this skin off. And there we go. I promised 3. So I'm gonna smash this first one. I'm just gonna turn my knife to the side, and we're gonna go smash. You get out some of your aggression on the garlic. She doesn't mind. Smash. And then the third one. Smash. All right. And then if you smashed yours, you see the skin comes off so nice, so easy, so smooth. So we're just going to keep peeling that. Nice. And now you probably have garlic fingers if you're cooking along with me as well. I love that smell. So delicious. And now I'm just going to, again, kind of to use the word coarse. Nothing in culinary nutrition is perfect. So you don't need any perfect cuts. We just need to get this stuff in our bodies. So I'm cutting the garlic to the size of where my patience goes. So essentially, about that size. And we're good. We'll call it a day. Although maybe I'll just do a little bit more to get it a little bit smaller. Husband's looking at me. He used to work in a restaurant, so he knows a lot of the chef skills and the cutting skills. I think he has to look away sometimes when I'm chopping because, like I said, it's not going to be perfect. And I'm not a chef. I am a culinary nutritionist, and I want to get this nutrition in your body. So keep slicing. Do we have any questions or comments at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
Paul said, Amber has a tummy ache.
Oh.
Does cabbage help for that?
Absolutely. I would say red cabbage in particular. And by the way, hi Paul. So great to have you here. And Amber, I'm really sorry you have a tummy ache. That sucks. So yeah, you can do that, and it would dissolve the stomach ache real fast if you have a juicer. So juice some red cabbage. Otherwise, another quick fix would be peppermint tea. If you happen to have any peppermint tea, that's an awesome tummy soother. And then lastly, ginger. If you happen to have any ginger in the house, you could boil it up and make a nice ginger tea, and hopefully that will help ease your tummy, beautiful Amber. I wish you well. All right, so now that we've got the yummy yummies in the bowl, I'm going to put in not a lot of oil because it will spread fast, as you'll see. So I'm going to do maybe 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Who can tell me the healthy fats that we've talked about all year long? I'll give you one hint. Olive oil is one, and I'm baking with it. I'm not cooking. Little public service announcement. You do not want to use olive oil at high heats because it does change forms, and it starts to change more into a chemical than into a brain supportive oil. So we can bake with it. We can, even light saute is okay, and we can definitely use it for vinaigrettes, and it's amazing. But what are some of the other healthy fats we want to cook with?
Before anybody answers that question,
Yes.
Paul responded, pregnant.
Ah! Seriously? Oh my God! Okay, now we're just gonna have to do a whole new show. Okay, congratulations, you guys! I had no idea. You get the. Okay, here's the Amber and Paul and Sid are expecting dance. Oh, that is fabulous! You just made my night. Congratulations. Whew. Okay, you're getting lots of love. I can see all the hearts going up. Ah, congratulations.
And Consuelo responded with avocado oil.
Avocado oil, very good, Consuelo. Okay, you're right. Bring my head back into the culinary nutrition. Okay, we're here. All right.
We still have
I'm going to get Paul for that one. Okay, but yes, Consuelo, you get an A+ for avocado oil. I love avocado oil because it is, again, brain supportive, and you can use it at high heats, and it does not change its form. So, awesome one. And another plus with avocado oil is it takes on the flavor of the food that you're cooking, because it really doesn't have a flavor of its own. So, awesome. Anything else before I move on, my love? Okay. Well, let me ground down. Okay, I just put in some, like about 2 tablespoons olive oil, some cracked black pepper. Now I'm going to do some sea salt, probably about, I don't know, go to your liking, but with roasted veggies, I like a little extra salt, so I'm probably going to do, this is probably about 3/4 of a tablespoon. And you see I'm doing it like this, which kind of looks fancy. Before I went to school, I was like, why do the chefs always have to make it look so fancy? It's so dramatic. But it's really not dramatic. It's that when you go, the higher you go, the more, what's that called? The bigger field, the more it can be dispersed. So that's why we want to go a little bit higher when you're sprinkling on the sea salt. All right, and then last but not least, the goddess, the turmeric. And again, once we get this in the oven, I will go into more details. But a little funny aside, I put turmeric on some steamed broccoli about 2 days ago, and I did a little too much. And Angel, the 14-year-old, she's like, ooh, what's that I taste? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I looked at it, and I'm like, oops, I did a little too much. I'm like, well, what do you think it tastes like? And she's like, it tastes like yellow. And I'm like, that's perfect. That's exactly what turmeric tastes like to me, is the color yellow. All right, so now that we've got all this deliciousness in one bowl, I'm just going to get my hands in there, nice and tactile. We'll make sure that all the sides, or at least as many sides as possible, can get the oil and the seasonings on there. And spread. Ooh, I smell the fresh garlic. That's one of my favorite smells. I would say it's a close second to lemon. Lemon is probably my first fave. And then lemon is also tied with rain. I love the way fresh rain smells. Whew. All right. So you want to mix it up as well as possible, especially if you're using turmeric, because we don't want anybody tasting yellow. We just want you to taste yummy deliciousness of the, oh, I think, Andy, did you call it roasties? Did he put it in the comment? I think you called them roasties. We want delicious tasting roasties. So now that everything is mixed in there, isn't that like so incredibly beautiful? Which, by the way, you could eat it right now. Like, it would be fine to eat any of this raw. But it's going to be a lot easier to digest once it's baked and roasted and cooked through. So we're just going to take our cookie sheet. And again, it doesn't need to be fancy. You can see I got an old cookie sheet there. And we're just going to spread it out on the pan. And if you don't have a cookie sheet, you can use like a glass Pyrex dish. I think they have a 9x9 or 9x13. That works as well too. And then we're just going to spread it out. We want the veggies to have as much space as possible. Oh, and just to go back, because of course Amber is on my mind and on my heart right now, the ginger, totally safe for pregnancy. Peppermint, totally safe for pregnancy. And the cabbage, I imagine it would be, but I've never studied it in relation to pregnancy. So ask your doctor first, as with everything. I'm going to rinse my hands in my magic little soap and water bowl over here. And then I'm going to put the veggies in the oven. And again, if you just joined us or recently joined us, 375 degrees, and we're going to bake them for about 15 to 20 minutes. Normally, I turn them midstream, but we're going to be chatting, so I'm only going to turn my back to you so many times. Here we go. All right, so let me clean off my workspace. And just for decoration, we'll put the cauliflower back in front. We'll put this gorgeous red cabbage there. And of course, the very healing and nutritive garlic. All right, so before I jump in, do we have any questions or comments? And no more surprises. I've had enough surprises for one show so far. And while you're waiting, if you did want to get any of these ingredients, I have them all listed on michellefox.com/events if you want to grab them there. And now I'm looking at Hot Husband.
Sheila Baker Johnson just replied that cabbage could give you gas. Peppermint might be best. And congratulations again. So, no questions other than a couple comments.
Nice. Well, hello, Mamacita. Thank you so much for being here tonight. And yes, cabbage can definitely give you gas. Cabbage juice, though, not so much. It's got some kind of healing power. I mean, I have not found it, but of course, you can experiment. So let's start there. Pretty much anything in nature that's going to have a deeper, darker red or purplish color, you're going to want to pay attention because it's beta carotene, which I'm sure you were told as a child it's good for your eyes. That's not a wives' tale. It is true. The reds, the purples, especially the deep root vegetables, really great and really high in beta carotene. But the title of this talk is Cruciferous Veggie Bake. And the reason why we want cruciferous veggies in our diets and in our lives is because they are Mother Nature's beautiful, natural detoxification system. So we've talked before, probably ad nauseum, about cauliflower because it happens to be my favorite veggie because one, it's delicious. Two, super high in vitamin C. Actually, everything we're baking right now, high in vitamin C. Oh, I don't know about the garlic, but the cruciferous veggies, yes. And because we are in changing of the seasons, we want to up our immune systems. I'm sure you notice when the weather starts to get cold, that's when we get the sniffles, that's when we get people calling in sick. And it's typically because they don't have the nutrients that they need in their diet. So we want to up our cauliflower as much as possible. We want to up our broccoli as much as possible. And then of course the cabbage I put in for the crunch flavor and the crunch texture, but it's also just a great, also great detox. I wrote down some notes because I had a feeling I would get talking and I don't want to leave you all hanging. So the cruciferous veggies, when I use the word detox, it's actually detoxifying our livers. And can anybody, this is like the super nerdy question, but can anybody tell me why we might want to detox our livers? I'll give you a moment. Oh, and I see Paul Simmons said, "Thank you so much, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point." You are welcome so much. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, and then Hot Husband raised his hand. Yes, my love. You said it helps us process fats. Nicely done. Somebody's been paying attention. So yes, it helps us process fats. It helps us process hormones, which people my age, I'm 48, a very proud 48, and I will say specifically women in a lot of my circles, the conversation of menopause comes up. And don't leave me, guys, because I totally believe in menopause as well. But that conversation comes up a lot because our hormones are changing rapidly. And these cruciferous veggies are, again, Mother Nature's medicine, Mother Nature's healers to help us cleanse the liver and open up space for our hormones to flow the way they were meant to. So it helps to balance our hormones. It also helps, believe it or not, to decrease the estrogens in our body. A lot of us that are in that menopausal age or going through that phase, whether it's perimenopausal, postmenopausal, we often have too much estrogen in our system, and that's what's causing all the hot flashes. So to decrease the estrogen, this is a great thing to help. We're eating our veggies, whether it's raw, baked, steamed. We're just getting them in our bodies. All right. We talked about that they're high in vitamin C, which boosts our immune system. And then turmeric. I said I'd get back to that. Turmeric. Mamacita, do you want to put in the comments? Because I know this is one of your faves. It was actually Mom that introduced me to turmeric probably a good 10 years ago. But then, of course, going to school, culinary nutrition, learning that it is the goddess of the healing world because of so many healing powers. And I said Mamacita, but anybody else? Because there's at least 100 healing powers. But can I get just one in the comments of the healing powers of turmeric?
So as we're waiting on responses to that, Michael Johnson, regarding the liver, so it will function better when we drink alcohol.
Hi, brother, and no. We are not putting in the bad stuff. We're only putting in the good stuff, but just kidding. You know me. I meet people where they are, and there is no such thing as perfection. So yes, if you're going to be drinking the alcohol, then maybe the next day you might just consider loading up on the veggies the next day. And of course, a whole big ton of water. Guzzling that water before, after, during the drinks. All right.
Paul says it cleans the blood.
Cleans the blood. Turmeric, yep. Good job.
And let's see, Rhonda says filters, and then she says liver is the organ that processes fats, hormones, and it cleanses the food that goes to the intestine.
Very good. Oh, I've got some smart students tonight. I got the A+ students in the house. Nicely done. Yes to the cleansing of the liver. The turmeric, I'm not so sure about the liver part, but I do know that it does have the detox powers, but it's also antiseptic. And in Sanskrit, it actually translates to germ killer. So this is another one during this cold and flu season. We definitely want to add turmeric. You can drink turmeric tea. You can just sprinkle it on top of a salad. Obviously, we just sprinkled it on top of our veggie bake. And even though I was teasing about Angel saying it tastes like yellow, it kind of does. Like, doesn't have much of a taste. Like, if you put a lot in, yeah, you're going to taste something kind of gritty. But if you're just sprinkling it on, you're getting all the benefits of this golden goddess.
So a couple comments is reduces swelling, anti-inflammatory, and it's point of healing and flows through the blood. Flows through the blood.
Flows through the blood. I love it. Did anybody say antiseptic? Because it's also a great wound healer. So if you get like a paper cut or, God forbid, a knife cut, sprinkle up a little turmeric and maybe even make a paste with some olive oil, and it heals right up, which is amazing. So there's that. While I pause and wait for our veggie bake to bake, want to ask you, if you're not a part of my newsletter family, my email list, would love for you to go to michellefox.com/events/food/ what else do we have going on that screen? About, and you can see the amazing video that Paul and Amber created for me. And if you go to the bottom, you can sign up for your free meal planner, and then that way you'll be a part of my community. Especially, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that Facebook and Instagram have kind of shut down. Like, I know it's by accident, but if you're part of my email community, then I can always give you updates. And I promise you, I've got some juicy things coming up soon, and I really want you to be included. So get on my list. If you can't find any of that, of course, DM me, email me directly, just let me know. Just put the word veggie in, and then I'll know to send you your free meal planner, and we'll take it from there. All right, so if you're baking with me, can you smell the smells? I've got like garlic. It just smells like the garlic is wafting around. And you're welcome to like turn the veggies now so that they're evenly cooked on all sides. And now let's see if my eyesight can see any better. I see some movement down here. So Sheila says, turmeric is the queen of healing. Oh, and it flows through blood. I love it. Yes. All right. So while it's baking, because that's all I have about the cruciferous veggies, basically get them in your body. Do you have any questions about nutrition? Do you have any personal questions about anything that's going on that maybe could help the community? Because I imagine if you have that issue, there's probably 5 to 10 other people that have that same issue. So happy to chat about that. One other question I have for you. I am thinking of putting together a course in February. So it'd be after the holidays are over, after people are like, well, I won't even claim that. I'll just say after people have claimed New Year's resolutions and then maybe want a little something, a little extra boost to help them feel good for the year, I'm going to be putting together a 4-week program. And I would just really love to know how to serve my community. So I've made a few calls to a few of my friends and a few friends of friends, because of course I want to get as objective as possible some feedback. And I would just love to know, how can I serve? Like, what would be helpful for you? I can tell you a few of them have told me some of the common themes so far are time, this perception of time deficit, not having enough time to cook healthy. Another common theme is boredom, food boredom. Like they have the same recipes that they're always cooking, and then because they're bored, they're going to go out to eat to get something different. What are some other themes I've heard? The hormones. The hormones are probably the number one thing that come up. People want to learn how to balance their hormones, and I have a few answers about that. Of course, we're going to start by putting the good stuff in, but there's a few more things that go into that as well. Let's see. So Michael Johnson is asking, do pumpkins have any nutritional value? Absolutely. Awesome question. And I will tell you, especially if the pumpkins are growing in your own backyard, meaning near you, any time you can get local food in your body, hopefully it's organic, but even if it's not organic, that's going to be like a level above organic if it can be the food grown close to where you're living. But yes, the pumpkin is a root, so it's going to be grounding, it's going to be nourishing, and then you have to Google it for the rest of the vitamins, because it has the beta carotene. We know that because of the color. But then anything else, I'd have to go back to my notes. So good question. And fun fact, and of course I'll probably post a photo in the next couple of days, but your niecey just carved a jack-o'-lantern all by herself, and it's incredible. And I begged her to see if we could roast the seeds after this show, so I'll let you know how that goes. All right, I see more movement. Let's see. So Rhonda Rue says, hormone balancing, please. Yes, ma'am. You are not alone. There's a lot of us that want to know how we can get rid of the hot flashes, 2, how we can sleep through the night, and 3, how we can have more energy. So yes, I am excited to share more information about that. All right. And I got the handshake from Michael Johnson. Thank you, brother. I'm so glad you're here. And because I can smell the veggies, I'm going to go check on them now. One moment. Oh, and safety first. I had my red. Did we put those away, my love? I had my.
Yes, they're in the drawer.
Okay. So when you share a kitchen with other people, I guess that's what happens. So safety first. We got to get the mittens on, and always time for a dance. Feel free to dance. Dance your way to the oven, because that's what I'm doing. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my gosh, these smell so amazing. Can you see that steam? Woo-wee! And you can get like a little facial in the process as well. Yum! These smell so amazing. All right, here we go. And the birthday boy, I'm going to ask him if he can come over. Do you want to come say hi? He's like, no, he's being shy. That is very Scorpio. I know we've got a few Scorpios on in the room right now, so I know you get it. So I'll taste it on my own, but I got to take a step back because that is really steamy. But as you can see, we've got the gorgeous beta carotene with the cabbage, the gorgeous purple color, all the greens. Don't you feel healthier just even looking at this stuff? All right, which one? So I already told you cauliflower is my fave, so we're gonna just start with there. Start with that. And I'm gonna blow on it because I'm not gonna burn my mouth because I like to eat and I like to enjoy the food. But I see some movement. Let's see. Don't recognize that. Looks like Stephanie is in the house. Hello, beautiful. Cheers to you with some cruciferous veggie. Here's a cruciferous veggie cheer.
While you're chewing, I asked if there's any foods that aid in alertness as a substitute for caffeine.
That's an awesome question. So Steve asked, are there any foods that aid in alertness as a substitute for caffeine? And that's an awesome question because immediately I'm thinking of what are the things with caffeine that are not coffee or Diet Coke? Two things we're both trying to get off of. I won't tell you who's doing what. I won't, put his business out there. I can share my business. But I just watched an awesome documentary on green tea. And I know you said without caffeine. And green tea does have caffeine. But it is naturally healing. And it's a natural caffeine. And it's delicious. Some people also find alertness from cocoa, the natural cocoa that I put in my smoothies sometimes. I get a little hit from that. Water. Water is my all-time go-to. It sounds simple, but it's exactly what's going to keep that energy going and keep our liver cleansed, keep our kidneys cleansed, which ultimately helps balance our hormones. So I'm just going to stick with water. That's my final answer. All right. So before I close down, are there any other questions or comments? No? All right. Well, like I said, go to michellefox.com, sign up either at the top, which you can just sign up for my community, or go down to the bottom and grab your free meal planner and join my community. I would love to be able to keep in touch with you more and to share some of the goodies that are coming down the pike, like really soon, like really, really soon. Like I really want to share with you now, but I promise I'll share with my email community first. But just enjoy the veggies. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thank you for sharing your evening with me. Congratulations again, Paul and Amber. And I will see you all on the other side. Mwah, 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 mwah.